Okay, so today we're going to talk about how we plant out spinach, beetroot and chard. So the same applies to all of them. So the first thing to note is you need to really wait until you've got some true leaves. So most of these plants have these first little tiny leaves and then start growing their proper leaves, which are these next ones here. So you really want to wait until they're at least this size as a bare minimum before they go out, otherwise they'll just die in the ground. So the first thing you'll notice is that this ground is solid. You aren't going to get anything growing in that. So the first thing we're going to do is, before you start, and obviously if it's rained you don't need to do this, but it's just to give the ground a really good soak where you're going to start planting. And I mean a really good soak because it will take a little while for this to drain in. So now what you want to do is, again, read the crop manual first, but these we put in 5 across the beds. So, and again, a trowel's length from the last one. So you make a little hole in the ground for each one, and I would suggest you kind of go across the bed and do a number of holes first. And then what you're going to do is grab some of our compost and just put a little handful into your hole. And then we're going to give that hole a really good soak again. And then what we're going to do, we're then going to take our plants out. Now these modules are quite fiddly, so some of them are a bit breaky. Please try not to break the bottoms. Sometimes you can just push your finger through the bottom if you can. Other times you may need to scoop down, or sometimes they will just lift out. If you're struggling to get them out of the modules, another thing you could use is like this broken pen or any little thing that you can basically just dig very carefully down the side and just lever them out. Again, it just means that you kind of get the roots out intact. So what we're trying to avoid here is just breaking the bottom of these modules, because these things are quite flimsy plastic and we want to be able to use them again. So if you just push them up, you'll break them. What you're going to then do is take your plant, bring it to your hole, make a little dent and just firm the soil in around it. And this is right, it's really quite important that you've wet this ground, because if it's solid you aren't going to move it.